People with sleep deprivation. It affects their job, their home life. At Room to Room, we want to take the guesswork out of buying a mattress, and that's why we brought in this technology. It shows you what you need. We want to do the assessment and find exactly what's perfect for you.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I am so excited that y'all are able to join me this evening for not it only being the weekend, but also beautiful forecasts of these football games that we have going on this evening. So thank you again for joining us here. It's not only Saturday, but thankfully football season is back. I'm excited to spend my weekends up here with y'all, giving y'all the latest forecast on those games and what to expect for this weekend. And thankfully, it's a 3-day weekend, so we get to even enjoy that as well. Beautiful weekend in store for us. You can see still trending below average. I talked about this last weekend on what to expect for the last bit of Sunday and into your work week and how we had those below average trends. Thankfully, I'm excited to continue talking about that this weekend and showing that that trend is going to continue for the rest of our weekend and into the next work week as well. Rain chances will try to make an appearance, so still kind of the best of both worlds. We get to enjoy those drier, more seasonable conditions, but also maybe can see some of those rain chances try to make an appearance, but would like for it to hold back so we can enjoy these outdoor Labor Day weekend plans that we have in store. But still, the main story is a beautiful 3-day weekend is ahead. That's the main story. That is what we get to enjoy. And it's just going to be a great weekend ahead here, not only at Mississippi Live Weather, but across North Mississippi. But looking across North Mississippi, you can see out here the cam in Batesville showing 91 degrees, but it feels like 90. So even if you're in the 90s, those heat indices almost dropping you back into the upper 80s, just showing that humidity, that mugginess, not playing a factor in this forecast. Same thing out here in Crenshaw, 91 degrees, feels like 90. Those bugs, I mean, I keep like looking at this camera, updating it, and the wasp keeps trying to get his moment of fame. So he's still here. Beautiful clouds across Crenshaw showing this horizontal development. They're not very tall, and these are also not dark clouds. It's just blocking those sun rays, but showing that it's a very stable environment. It's going to continue to be a dry environment here in North Mississippi as well. But we can continue looking across North Mississippi. This is out here in Edenburg, 82 degrees. You can start seeing those feels like values jump a little bit, but 86. So if you want to see those temperatures jump, you'd rather start off on the lower end. You can see we're starting off 82, feeling like 86. So still beautiful nonetheless across North Mississippi. But looking across the entire viewing area, you can see those temperatures still starting to fall back into the upper 80s. If you're in the 90s, you're seeing a 0 fall behind that 9. So definitely something you would love to see. 90 in Amory, Houston, Bruce. You can see 90 in Greenwood, 88 in Belzona, but those heat indices trending a little bit cooler. So showing that we're not actually feeling that hot. It's just those actual temperatures reading a little bit different than those feels like temperatures. Something we love to see. But looking across North Mississippi for the first 12, you can see 82 degrees by 7 o'clock. I know Oxford definitely starting off their football game. I think kickoff's at 6:45, so beautiful conditions in store. And hopefully by the time y'all walk out of that stadium, hopefully with the win, you're still enjoying those beautiful conditions on your way home and into the evening as well. It's a copy and paste pretty much into the AM hours, getting into those mid 60s as our low for tomorrow morning by the time we start our commute. Looking at Mississippi Live Weather Radar, absolutely nothing is going on. There is nothing to talk about. There is nothing to analyze, and it's perfect. That is what we love to see. It's a 3-day weekend. We don't want to talk about a storm system moving through. We don't want to talk about any heavy storms, heavy downpours, perfect conditions out here in Oxford. No precipitation, so still beautiful tailgating conditions. I know y'all have been out there all day today, and definitely beautiful kickoff conditions in store. But we can look at Futurecast, and we can zoom it out just a little bit to show you kind of what is going on across the area. You can see this low pressure system down in the Gulf just south of Alabama, sitting in the Gulf. You can see it is causing most of the rain chances to the south. A cold front is extending to the left of it, and a stationary front is extending to the right of it, providing that lift for those storms and those rain chances to continue. But for North Mississippi, Gabe was absolutely right yesterday. You want to be in North Mississippi for a football forecast. It is perfect. By the time we're wrapping up all those football games, you can see 10:30 at night, calm conditions. So whether you're enjoying them outside, you're enjoying them on the couch with the AC, perfect conditions are in store for everyone here in North Mississippi. That trend's going to continue overnight. Not much moisture in our atmosphere, not much cloud cover. You can see there it's going to start building back in a little bit more towards 5 in the morning. You can see that cloud cover really start pushing in. And then these rain chances coming in from Arkansas will start to try to sweep across North Mississippi. So for those having those early Sunday morning church commutes, put the umbrella in the back. Fingers crossed we don't have to use them. I'm not expecting these rain chances, but always got to be prepared. Still technically summer in Mississippi, can have those pop-up showers. But WPC, Weather Prediction Center, not forecasting much rainfall for tomorrow. You can see North Mississippi is staying dry. So a perfect Sunday in the forecast for Labor Day weekend. Most of the rain is actually east of here towards Alabama, kind of hogging along the Alabama-Tennessee state line is where you can see most of those rain chances. But across North Mississippi, we're continuing to stay dry until Monday. So I know that's Labor Day. That's still part of the 3-day weekend, but we could see some rain chances really start to trickle into North Mississippi, but we want to have the right mindset. Best of both worlds. We get to those dry conditions and we get those rain chances for not only our plants and our crops, and honestly, it helps us not water them ourselves. So maybe we can even be a little bit lazier on our Monday and just enjoy that rainfall as it comes through the area. But this is definitely what I wanted to talk about. Y'all saw me show this last Sunday, just showing that we're going to be below average for our temperatures into the next work week. And I get to show this again. This is for September 5th through the 9th, showing that you can match this color bar up with the scale right here. We're well into below average temperatures into the next week. So definitely something that we're going to continue to enjoy. It continues even along the Tennessee-Mississippi state line. So you see most of those chances are going to be a little bit higher the further north you go. But of course, we all know this, further north you go, the colder it gets, and the further south you go, the warmer it gets. But thankfully, below average for the entire state of Mississippi. And you can see our viewing area still just hogging that cooler boundary line. Definitely something that we are excited to experience here in North Mississippi. But looking at the next 24, dry, calm conditions, that will be the story. We're still going to enjoy this beautiful Labor Day weekend. We're going to enjoy it being dry until we get towards the end of it into Monday. We're starting off the day around 64 degrees with partly cloudy skies, and that's going to continue into the rest of our day. Thankfully, not really needing that cloud cover to shield us from the sun. Temperatures only getting into the upper 80s. Those feel like values, still maybe even dropping it down a little bit, feeling perfect outside. By the time we start cooling off tomorrow evening, going back into the mid 70s by 9 o'clock. But I want you to stick here for the next 60, where I'm going to continue to update y'all on those rain chances. Where can we see them? When do they come in across North Mississippi? I'm going to break that all down here coming up in the next minute.
At Absolute Restoration, our team will feel magical since our focus is on serving you and your roofing needs. Finding a roofer who actually shows up and communicates, that's just one of the problems we solve by informing you of every step in the process.
Selling premium roofing systems backed by warranties and payment plans starting at just $99 per month. Trust Absolute Restoration to deliver.
Experience unicorn-level service and affordability from a team your community trusts. Call Absolute Restoration today.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for continuing to stay tuned in here at Mississippi Live Weather at 6. Alabama fans, cover your ears. I've been checking in on the score. I know y'all are tuning in, especially with these football games going on. The score is 31-17 in favor of Florida State right now. So still appreciate y'all tuning in, especially with all these football games going on. But that's currently the, updated forecast for that rain game right now. Let me move that mouse. That's going to bug me for the rest of the show. I do not want y'all to see that mouse because we're looking at a beautiful sunset instead and not a computer mouse. We do not need to have the work mindset right now because it's a 3-day weekend. But looking back, I know Gabe was talking about this during the 10 o'clock showing, just explaining, submit these pictures, whether it's sunset pictures, clear skies, clouds, anything y'all have going on this weekend to send them in. I wanted to be overwhelmed. Y'all did a fantastic job. I have so many sunset pictures to show. This was sent in by Mitzi out in Tupelo. I was able to actually see some of these beautiful sunsets out on the field with Matt last night at the Pontotoc Amory game, but still over here in Tupelo, Mitzi showing this beautiful picture of the sunset and all the different range of colors across Tupelo. This is out here in Pittsboro, pretty much a continuation of those sunsets sent in by Deborah, those different just pictures, or not pictures, colors coming off of those sun rays and hitting the clouds. Definitely love seeing those clouds during the sunset hours because that's where we see our sunset. And of course out here in Corinth, Regina sent in this beautiful picture kind of encompassing the entire horizon where you get those darker orange turning into light orange, bright yellows. Beautiful pictures and beautiful sunsets across all of North Mississippi. So continue to send them in. I'd love to get more updated sunset pictures from tonight. Maybe you're at the Ole Miss football game. Send in some pictures of y'all hanging out there. I love seeing the pictures. It's something we love to see, especially being a part of the community. So definitely enjoy seeing them. But looking out here in Kosciuszko, 86 degrees, feels like 88. So humidity and mugginess not really playing much of a factor. You can see some wind helping to calm those temperatures down, but thankfully not really needing to cool us down, especially for us being in the mid 80s. You can see out here in Macon, 86 degrees, still feels like 88. I know it's still technically warm. I left my water bottle out in the car earlier today, went to go grab it and it was warm. I was like, I don't like that. So it's still kind of warm enough for that, but it's not as hot as it has been in North Mississippi, kind of starting to transition from that summer to fall-like temperatures, something we love to see out here in Macon, kind of showing that in the mid 80s with those winds in the 5-mile-per-hour range. But out here in Smithville, 88 degrees, feels like 86. So even though y'all are getting closer to those 90 temperatures, y'all are feeling like y'all are still in the mid 80s as well. So beautiful forecast across all of North Mississippi. But as we continue into the evening planner, pretty much the day planner, you can see 82 degrees as the time we're wrapping up this broadcast, getting closer to 7 o'clock. But we're going to start transitioning into those low 70s, upper 60s by the time we get into those early AM hours for our Sunday. Looking here on Futurecast, by the time Oxford is kicking off their football game, you can see beautiful, mostly clear conditions are in store for us. We can still see that cloud cover, so I'm expecting some sunset pictures tonight. Would love to see what y'all can send in. But by 10 o'clock, you can see pretty much clear conditions are in store by the time y'all are wrapping up y'all's football game. And like Gabe mentioned, knock on wood, hopefully with the W, we'd love to be walking home and driving home with some smiling faces in those beautiful conditions. But by the time we get into those AM hours, some moisture really tries to push into our area. Not much. We're going to remain mostly clear until our Sunday morning. You can see that cloud cover really starting to push in, and then we can see those rain chances get a little closer from Arkansas pushing into North Mississippi. So something to be aware of as we start our Sunday morning commute. But looking at our Labor Day weekend, we've already been through Saturday. We've already experienced these beautiful conditions, but notice how we're starting off at 92 for our Saturday, and then we're slowly kind of getting lower in the temperature scale, a little feeling cooler throughout the rest of our weekend. Rain chances will pick up Monday. Best of both worlds mentality. It's nothing that we want to complain about, but still, beautiful conditions are in store for us for Sunday. And of course, I'm going to dive deep into what to expect for the next coming days for this 3-day weekend. But basically for Sunday, we're starting off with a great way, mid 60s for our lows tomorrow. 65 in the Golden Triangle region. You can see 63 in Bruce, Oxford, New Albany. Beautiful start for our Sunday. Looking at Futurecast, you can see those rain showers really trying to push into our area, and you're going to see it kind of pushes across North Mississippi as a whole. These are going to be very brief pop-up showers if they were to affect us here in North Mississippi. I'm not expecting much. I'm kind of more expecting the trend up here in Olive Branch, that northerly wind continuing to pump in that dry air. But if we get a shower or two, it'll be very brief, very quick, nothing that we're expecting to linger on around the area. Even here in the afternoon hours, still not as confident as these, but still you have that daytime heating, maybe allowing a pop-up shower to take place or two, but still dry conditions are going to continue for most of North Mississippi, if not all. We see those elevated rain chances into our Monday is when we see them. Temperatures, however, that will be the story for all of North Mississippi, but still a great story. If you're in the 90s, you're in the very low 90s. I'm talking 90 in Starkville. You can see upper 80s for the rest of our viewing area, but the feels like values, yeah, they're cooler than the actual temperatures. So still not really feeling those temperatures that are actually reading. We're actually feeling a little bit cooler, just showing that it will still be a beautiful forecast. And of course, I mean, if we're going to be outside, we have a 3-day weekend, go out to the park, enjoy the time. It is a copy and paste forecast, whether you want to go early in the morning, you want to go in the afternoon where it's a little bit warmer, or even into the evening where the temperature's already starting to dry off. You can imagine maybe a 10% across all these columns, but still expecting most of North Mississippi to stay dry as a whole. Coming back to Futurecast, you can see those dry conditions. This one not even picking up on those rain chances. This is what I'm more confident in for our Sunday. But those dry conditions will continue, that constant northerly wind allowing us to remain dry, not seeing many clouds in the sky either. By the time we get into those early Monday morning hours, still copy and paste, clear conditions into our Monday as well. And especially, I would say by the time we're waking up for our early Monday morning commute, see some cloud cover coming back in, but it's Labor Day weekend. It's Monday. We don't have to wake up that early. If y'all want to wake up to see the sunrise, go for it. But thankfully, not having to start our work commute for our Monday morning. That continues into the rest of our day. And you can see when those rain chances really start bubbling up. This is kind of encompassing all of North Mississippi, showing that the Weather Prediction Center, showing that those chances expanding all across our viewing area. This is what we're more confident on with those rain chances kind of bubbling up. You can see most of them are going to stay across or along Highway 45 in the northeastern part of North Mississippi. But for Northwest Mississippi, y'all are pretty much staying dry. And also, this is happening at 8:30 in the evening. So still enjoy those daytime hours, enjoy the dry daytime hours. And thankfully, we can maybe look forward to some rain showers and storms later on in the evening to cool us off and maybe hear some rumbles of thunder overnight. Of course, nothing is expected to be severe. This is just something to help us out with the drought monitor and to help us out with our plants and crops as well. Still showing some of those rain chances affecting us in those later evening hours. But by Monday, the temperature still beautiful. We're in the upper 80s, not showing up many 90s for our Monday. So showing that we're starting that cooling off process into the rest of our work week. Feels like values still continuing the trend of appearing a little bit cooler than what those actual temperatures are, something that we will welcome with open arms. High temperatures, there's that decline. You can see today would be our hottest day for the next 7 days. And we are slowly trickling our way down into the low 90s. Not breaking the scale on this graphic, but we're as close to breaking the scale as we can be, coming in at 81 when our graph ends at 80. So perfect conditions are not in store for just this weekend, but into the work week ahead. Look at the tropics. You can see those rain chances really out here just off the coast of Africa, showing a disturbance. I wanted to show this because we're getting towards or closer to the peak of hurricane season. 0% chance of forming in the next 2 days. So that's becoming a named storm, whether it's tropical depression or tropical storm. Not as confident on that in the next 48 hours, but for the next 7 days, something to keep our eyes on. 30% chance of formation within the next 7 days. But here in North Mississippi, staying dry, staying happy, and still getting some of those rain chances later on. Sunday, 89 degrees will be our high, starting off around the mid 60s. But then you can see those rain chances start to pick up Monday, 30%, Tuesday, 40%, where we could see some of those storms roll in thanks to a cold front, and then 30% for our Wednesday. And those temperatures really starting to decrease as we continue into the rest of our work week. You can see Friday starting off with a low of 56 degrees. So beautiful forecast is in store. I'm so glad to continue talking about these beautiful conditions. Of course, we're going to have these updated here on the Mississippi Live weather app, whether we're updating those rain chances, those highs, those lows, park planner. You just go out, you have all that stuff at the palm of your hand. We enjoy the feedback that y'all send us because this is for you. We love doing this for y'all in the community. So we'd love to hear what feedback y'all have for us. And I'm going to look, I kept this open. All right, y'all go back to the football game. We still have a minute left for the Alabama-Florida State game. Still 31-17. So I'm sorry, Alabama fans. Maybe y'all can come up with something in the next minute. I've seen y'all do it before. I've seen y'all do it to Mississippi State. I'll be rooting for y'all. But until then, our live broadcast schedule will be 6 and 10 for the weekend. So I will be back live tonight at 10. And I am enjoying updating these values, and I cannot wait to see y'all there. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday evening. Enjoy those football games, and I'll be back here tonight at 10.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.
For more than 100 years, First Choice Bank has provided dedicated community banking to North Mississippi. The banking products and services you need when you need them. At First Choice, you're our priority. Make First Choice your choice for banking.